Welcome to Juicy Talk, an auditory experience, an opportunity to just listen while you're maybe cooking, playing some games, or even falling asleep. I'm your host, Big Steak, and I want to start off by talking about something near and dear to me: video games. People talk about the new Battle of Honor 3 and they talk about the graphics. Dude, it feels like I'm right next to the soldier getting torn to bits by an AC-130. Totally radical, dude. Oh, check out this Unreal 69 engine. It's unreal. Oh man, this Frostbite engine is so cool. I've got Frostbite on me, bro. Now, graphics are cool, no doubt about it. It really helps with the immersion, and it complements the gameplay. I certainly don't want my games to look like it was made by a colorblind 5-year-old with 3 opposable pinkies. The end product would look like Toy Story. The best graphics of all time never seem to coincide with the best games of all time. When we focus on a visual experience, it takes away from the games and what they're really about. Gameplay. Let's case study EA's newest Battlefront reboot. Those graphics, ooh. That Hoth map, ooh. The night version, ooh. Now the game is fun too, but let's just say that every Season Pass DLC should have been on the game disc at launch. The game was fun. The game was entertaining. The fun had great graphics. It just lacked game modes, characters, weapons, the things that add to the game. There was the shell of a game, and it was cool looking at, but if you delve deeper into the surface, it'd be sad and hollow and not juicy. The gaming industry used to have these old themes of innovation, technological implementation, user engagement, but now the new theme is half-ass garbage. Some games could be masterpieces if it weren't for companies with the patience of a teenage boy home alone with lotion in his room. For example, For Honor just announced dedicated servers, coming almost a year since release. Destiny was made great again way after launch, guys. SimCities had problems for months before offline capabilities were addressed. Don't they beta test these games for a reason? These companies get playtesters on early builds, don't they? I don't think Elon Musk got some dudes to test drive Tesla's automatic cars, only to see them crash and burn and then say, "This is fine. This is okay. Ship it. Ship it now." It's not how it works, but it sure seems that way. If I was a game developer, I would roll up to some rando's house, knock on the door, and be like, "Hey, we're coming in." I'd set down the newest Big Steak game and be like, "Play this shit." They'd play and they'd be like, "What's wrong? What's awful?" The person would be like, "Nothing's wrong, because you're a great developer." Now, all the games previously mentioned had great possibilities farther than what they achieved, and it's truly a shame. These games were good for like 10 to 15 hours. Then it was like roadblocked or hit by a repetitive grind that had no reward in sight. Now, I've put over 300 hours in Skyrim and some odd over 1,000 hours into World of Warcraft, and you can argue that these games also have a repetitive grind. But what makes it different? I think it's immersion with constant content that encourages me to put in many hours. For Honor, no content. SimCity, capacity roadblock limit. Destiny, no immersion. Now, if you don't really like immersion, even the opposite helps games. And I don't know what the problem is. TeamSpeak. Nothing like a 9-year-old and a middle-aged dude talking to each other and beating the universe's greatest threat. Talking about an immersion breaker. Magical world we live in. Game chat is the best, and it's sad to see it not implemented as much as it used to. Sure, hop on the latest Call of Duty game and you'll hear them, but games were made with communicative aspects in mind, not so much today. Remember the golden days of Xbox Live? If you were live during those times, they were magical. During Halo 3 lobbies on the 360, I learned half of my vocabulary today from those people. I'll never forget this one instance where young baby Steak was in the lobby of Big Team Slayer, the best game mode, by the way. Now, I don't remember if Griffball or Infection were default game modes, but they were good too. But anyway, in these lobbies, there's 16 odd people calling your mother anything between a potato and Chuck Norris's seat cushion. When the dudes in the lobby gave me an invite, Little Big Steak was like, "What? People want to play with me? People that aren't my friends want to play with me?" And then they invite you to custom games. Oh, dude, these games were the best. The best one that comes to mind, Fat Boy. Now, if you don't know what Fat Boy is, I'm going to give you a little explanation. So, in these custom lobbies, there'd be these maps that were made like a maze, and there'd be 15 people running away from the Fat Boy. And the Fat Boy was the super slow, the slowest you can go. Almost invincible dude with a giant gravity hammer. And everyone had to go through a maze that was glitched with all these different types of furniture and obstacles through the walls, and you had like grenades, you had to blow them up, and it was really difficult, and it took forever to get to the end. And at the end of the maze there was like unlimited weapons with turrets, and that's how you'd kill the Fat Boy, but only if everyone made it through. If there was only one or two people that made it to the end, Fat Boy would get you. Now, Fat Boy allowed me to confront bullying at its finest. There's nothing like being a little kid as the Fat Boy and hearing everyone, talk trash to you while you're trying to kill him. "Oh, hey, fatty, come get me, fatso. What up, slowpoke, big dumb fat boy?" Ladies and gentlemen, that's how we fix bullying. We need teachers to knock down the door to 4th grade classrooms, slap down the brick of the 360, and ask them what it is. It's a Nintendo Switch. No, you troglodyte, it's an Xbox. And you're going to get bullied, and you're going to like it. Because there's nothing like playing a game that you love, getting trashed on, and loving every second of it. I learned to be okay with name calling, often encouraging it. It creates relationships. It increases communicative skills. It also puts stress on your social environment, something that encourages positive growth. What these young kids won't know is the experimentation with team sizes in games. It's pretty much standard that a game will have teams of no more than 8, maybe 10 if you're pushing the large team category. Homefront made headlines by saying there'd be 40 people on the map. Wow. Whoa. 40 people, wow. Then Battlefield started to get 64 people on the map. Then MAG came out and raised it to 256 people. There's only one issue with all these games. The maps scaled with the amount of people, which is sad. Tell me why I feel like I'm in a bigger battle with 10 people on Rust than 64 people in Sinai Desert. Perhaps consoles can't support that many people in one space. Perhaps you shouldn't get a console that can't run that game. What is ironic is that games are getting better, and this is obvious. But public opinion is the variable that changes. Like previous games in the "we made half of a game" category and the fans won't mind. The Division also had many problems that were not well received by the player base, and it seemed more or less a failure. But if you were to release the Division, let's say years ago, right next to Banjo-Kazooie, it would have a 99 on Metacritic. Instead of neckbeards circle jerking to Ocarina of Time, the Division would be plastered on posters in basements everywhere. Believe me. It would be hailed as the granddaddy of all good games. It's not about how and what, but when. Expectations are at an all-time high, ladies and gentlemen. Oh my god, the new Pokemon doesn't let me edit nose hair length? What the fuck, Nintendo? I want 60 FPS. I want engaging storyline content. I want boob physics. If a game doesn't have a pre-order boob physics DLC, then don't get me into it. I ain't buying. Now, all Big Steak wants is a game with Forza graphics, combat like Gears of War, interaction and exploration of State of Decay, and community engagement like the best of Call of Duties, a la Modern Warfare 2 or Black Ops. Is that too much to ask? Yeah, it is. Because I have unrealistic, high expectations that the industry has made a standard. Thank you for joining my meaty conversation. We'll keep today's chat on the rather shorter side. A fillet cut, if you will. Look forward to the next episode. If there's something of interest you want me to discuss, leave me your thoughts. I'm Big Steak. Stay juicy.
Yeah.